All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of SWACTalk. This is the show that cover the SWAC inside and out. I'm your host, C. Wells, coming at you. And I got another couple special guests with me. I got the gentleman from Raw Sports Marketing in the house, Mr. Andre Gibbs and Mr. Tyler Manuel. How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Thanks for having us.
I'm glad to have y'all in the house, man. Thank you for stopping by. All right. Let's start from the beginning, man. Won't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves?
My name is Tyler Manuel. I'm currently a junior here at Texas Southern University. My major is sports management, and I plan on attending grad school here at Thurgood Marshall to get my law degree.
My name is Andre Gibbs. Big time. Name is Andre Gibbs, major in accounting. Plan on once I graduate to obtain my master's in accounting, then later on obtaining my CPA license.
Oh, all right, hey man, y'all some professional brothers, man. I already like what y'all doing just by seeing the way you guys carry yourself and everything. So, let's start from the beginning with your company. What was your inspiration for starting this?
Really, our inspiration was just understanding the dynamic of sports, under us being athletes, understanding that all athletes really need representation. And the narrative really is just always when you get representation that the agents try to take advantage of you, or they try to misuse you. And so we want to really try to change the narrative about that.
And Raw Sports Marketing.
Oh no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, sir. Raw Sports Marketing. The way we changed that narrative, and the reason why we did start this company was due to the fact that there are a lot of people that, just like Tyler said, that misuse these kids and don't lead them in the right direction, don't guide them in the right direction, just due to the fact that they're selfish and they want to achieve certain things to fit their own narrative. So, and we want to avoid that at all costs.
All right, I like that, man. I like that. So, how long have you guys been doing this?
I want to say we've been at this
2 months.
About 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Officially 2 months.
Oh, y'all fresh in it. I like good energy, man. Good energy.
Prior to.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. We got a little delay over here. Prior to us starting, he took a lot of research. So
right.
Yeah, up to like 3 months of research prior to doing this.
All right, that's a good thing. So, are you all focusing mainly on HBCU athletes?
We really want to target all athletes in general, but we have found a very big market for HBCU athletes simply because nobody is really targeting them at all. So we have found a market with them as well. But we really want to get any athlete that we can, D3, D2, NAI, HBCUs, just really any athlete
that wants to make a positive impact in the community.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man. I'm really liking what you guys are doing. Just I saw that you guys worked out a deal with Andrew Body with the Fry guys. I never really been to Houston that much, but man, that food looks good to me.
Yeah, it is.
It is, man.
Like great people that up there, they're gonna treat you with great Southern hospitality.
Yes.
Great food, like you said. So.
If my team Southern never get back to Houston, man, I'm gonna definitely have to get there and check it out.
Yes, sir.
So, how important is it for an athlete, a SWAC athlete, to increase the awareness of the league and the brands of the individual athletes? How important is that?
The awareness of the league itself, SWAC league.
Yeah, and the athletes themselves are increasing the image of their brands.
Well, to answer the first question, how important it is for them to increase the awareness of the league is very important, because for our community, for kids that are being able to be impacted at such a young age, to see someone that looks like them, a resemblance of them, to see them playing at Texas Southern University, Grambling State, and knowing that it's possible. And now all these 5 stars are coming here. That's very impactful because like you have to remember back in 1930s and the 40s and the 50s, HBCUs really ran college football because it was majority of us being drafted in the NFL, being drafted in the NBA, and things of that nature until we were able to go against. I mean, they were like, for example, Southern California, USC, they had one against Alabama, and then USC was one of the first colleges to integrate colored people like us, into their school and into their athletic programs. And then once that happened, they were able to go down to Alabama and beat Alabama. And then obviously after Bear Bryant saw that, he was like, no, there's no way. And so he talked to the people that obviously the administration in Alabama, and then that's when the integration started to happen. And it was just crazy story behind that. To answer your second question, the second question was
how do athlete increase their value? What's the importance of that? I feel like that's very important, especially for like you said, our culture and for HBCU students as a whole, because they get frowned upon in the big market, in the big scheme of college athletics. HBCU players are always looked over and looked past, and we have players in the league, in NFL, in the NBA,
right,
in MLB. So it really, their presence, their brand itself has to be what markets them. So them taking that serious, that's very important.
Yes, sir.
All right. Where do you see your company in the next few years? How far you think you're gonna? This is something that you're gonna stick with for a while?
We honestly feel like we can take over college athletics.
The entire athletics, not just football,
not just basketball, the entire realm of college athletics.
Soccer, lacrosse,
tennis, swimming,
golfing,
bowling,
everything.
Thanks.
Well, I'm glad I'm getting to talk to you guys now, because I get the feeling that y'all are gonna blow up, and I want to be on the ground floor so y'all can say, I talked to C. Wells when we first was getting started, and like I said, I know them raw sports marketing guys, man, first really got going. So I like to get in on the beginning of it. I don't want to hop on too late.
Yeah. Yes, right, sir. We appreciate you seriously for taking us.
Right.
Oh no, hey, it's all good, man. What advice would you give to a young athlete that's looking to build their brand?
To build his brand, obviously, build his or her brand. Make sure that your image is great. Make sure that you're involved in the community, and make sure that you know how to market yourself. You know your market value. That's how you begin to build your brand. It's setting that foundation and that structure to know that which audience you can target for your brand, for example. Not just, some people want to just target the fans of the sports they play and things of that nature. But what if you get hurt?
All right.
So you want to also not impact just the fans, but the community, the kids, the people around them. You want them to know who you are as a person, not just an athlete.
And then also your engagement in the community and on social media. Social media is playing a big factor in the whole NIL spectrum. So making sure your accounts are clean, keeping a good face, like Andre just stated. Not really doing too much, you know what you can and can't do as an athlete. So making sure you just, stay on the right track as far as your social media marketing as well.
Please stay in compliance.
Yeah, staying in compliance with NCAA for sure.
That's number one, because they would take everything in a second if they find out that somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So I know you guys know that right now the SWAC name is growing. Everybody's talking about the SWAC. You look on social media, you saw Coach Prime and his two guys on the cover of Sports Illustrated. So the SWAC is really getting more exposure than it's probably ever gotten.
Right.
I'm excited for the future of the league, and I know you guys are branching out beyond the SWAC, but I like to kind of focus SWAC a little bit. Are you excited at the attention that the league is getting and the exposure that it's getting?
Oh, most definitely. We're still students here at Texas Southern.
Yeah.
So we're not getting outside of the SWAC, but we can see the attention that SWAC is getting on and off in the athletic realm, just off the field as well, outside of just athletics. It's a lot of stuff that's been going on here at Texas Southern. BET, NASA, they've been having like a lot of outside partnerships with big corporations because they're seeing the attention that HBCUs and SWAC is getting.
Right.
Yeah, I think this has been probably, at least in the short term, this has been probably one of the most biggest boost of exposure that the league has gotten. I'm a lot older than you guys, so I know that from back in when we were just on BET, maybe like 2 or 3 days out of the year, to now, social media and everybody's talking about it. So I'm enjoying seeing this grow, and I really just love to gauge everybody's interest in that.
Yes, sir. And what's so crazy about HBCUs is that they just think just because Dion went to Jackson State is just helping Jackson State, but it's actually benefiting the whole league as a whole, because the attention that he's bringing to Jackson State, they want to see who they're going against, those other schools that's in the league, and that was a big help, a major help. And shout out to Dion for being that catalyst for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I always said ever since he first got here, is that we all need to hitch our wagons to what's going on. A lot of people been doing things a certain way and they want to keep doing things the old way, but you need to be able to adapt to what's going on and keep the traditions, but adapt to what's going on with the new wave of things, because that's how you grow as well. If JSU just grow and nobody else grow, then this is not a good experiment. So, I'm really glad that you guys thinking that same way.
Right.
All right. So I'm just gonna ask you guys a couple of non-business questions, just kind of have a little fun here before we wrap this up. What's your favorite food to eat?
Favorite food? I like burgers. I love burgers. It doesn't matter what kind of burger it is. Just love burgers in general.
I like breakfast food. It's pancakes.
Oh, this guy.
Eggs, grits. I'm real. I'm a down south dude. I like breakfast.
So you talking like breakfast for dinner, or just breakfast?
Yeah, whenever.
You know how to cook breakfast, man. It was one time he had invited me over, man. He cooked some breakfast. Oh my God, smack down.
Yeah, I eat breakfast whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a breakfast for dinner kind of dude. So I'm like, hey, whenever I can have it, I have it. I ask this to everybody that I talk to from Houston. I've heard about it. Some people say, it's more of a touristy type place. But man, what's up with the turkey leg hut?
That's a good question. What's so crazy is we're actually working on a partnership with Turkey Leg Hut with for our athletes. But man, it's amazing. The food, from the food to the vibes to just the culture of being a Black-owned restaurant, and for it to grow. Mm-hmm. I remember when Turkey Leg Hut first was built and first was made, and just to see where it is, how it's grown to now it's being recognized throughout the nation. Yeah, it's amazing. So shout out to them for sure. Shout out to Turkey Leg Hut.
I never even been there, and I shout them out all the time because I'm like, the way everybody talk about it, I'm like, there's gotta be good food. So, I'm making a list of where I need to go whenever I finally touch back down in Houston. It's been a few years since I've been there, so I'm just setting myself up for some places to go check out.
Yeah, you gotta hit up Turkey Leg Hut whenever you're down here.
Yeah.
You gotta hit up Turkey.
It's a must.
So, who are some of the athletes that you guys like to watch play? It doesn't matter the sport.
Ooh, LeBron, for sure.
Curry.
Love
Curry. After my boy just won his fourth ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fourth ring. But my favorite athlete in general is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. And we talking about basketball. We just wrapped up with finals, the NBA finals and stuff. But on the football side, I love Lamar Jackson. I like his game. I like watching T.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, of course, respected just by the whole league and the past too. So Aaron Donald for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big LeBron guy. You know, I mean, I'm an old school guy, so I'm an MJ guy. But I love LeBron, and I actually had my first opportunity to see him play live this season. When seen the Lakers play against the Pelicans. Of course, he twisted his ankle that night, but he still, it was just a good experience to see a guy like that. That's one of the top guys, at the peak of his game. So, what are some memories sports wise in the SWAC that you guys have? Any favorite athletes out of the SWAC or any games that you liked or anything like that?
I love every athlete in the SWAC.
Yeah, any athlete,
any athlete in the SWAC.
But excuse me, I would say my favorite memory is it came from this past basketball season.
HMPE.
In HPE building against our rivals, Prairie View A&M. Basketball game, the men's basketball game was tied. Walk-off free throw.
I already know the game. I actually watched that game because I was hoping y'all would lose so Southern could move up the standings. But that was a heck of a game, man. Prairie View let that game go, but man, TSU basketball is a different level. I give Coach Jones a lot of credit. The team is just they built for March. I always say that team is built for March, but that was a great game, and I enjoyed Valentine's Day this year when Southern came into Houston and finally won there for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
I remember that game as well. Wasn't one of my fondest memories, but I remember it.
And shout out to Mr. Granger as well too.
Dr. Granger.
Oh yeah,
great dude.
Like I said, TSU, man. Like I said, basketball, you can't knock them at all. Beating Florida this year, winning a game in the tournament. I really love what those guys are doing. So I always show TSU love in any sport, really, but basketball for sure. Where can we we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. Where can everybody find y'all on social media?
You can follow our marketing page at Raw Sports Marketing. It is still currently under construction, so if you don't see any pictures, no posts on there, we're still working on trying to get that together once the partnership with Texas Southern and Spry goes through.
With
compliance as well. So we're still working on our social media pages. But if you want to follow us, our individual personal pages, mine is at Todd the Hero. That's TYTHA Hero.
And mine Instagram is THE, and then my name Andre Gibbs, ANDRE GIBBS. Raw Sports Marketing is our Instagram page as well too.
All right. I wanted to ask you, Tyler, one thing before we get out of here. Did your Instagram name come before Tyler Hero, or did you do that on your own?
Nah, it was before, and then I got some other stuff going on. Starting a podcast called Hometown Hero, so I kind of did like a little spinoff on that.
Yeah.
Called Tyler.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Like I said, I just saw that when first time I saw it. I was like, I got to ask him because I'm just a person. If something comes to mind, I'm gonna ask you. So I just wanted to see what.
I mean, he is a hero. Like, he is a hero.
That's good. I ain't never think of it like that. That's good.
Hey, it just popped in my head. Like you say, we just coming off of basketball, so it was kind of like, oh, let me see. But man, I want to thank y'all, man, for stopping through. And man, anytime y'all want to holler, holler at me, man. You guys get going a little bit bigger. If you want to come back through and stop in and chat with us again, that'd be all good.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Man, Mr. Wills, we appreciate you seriously for having us on your podcast.
Thank you so much.
Hey, man, like I say, I gotta give a shout out to Craig, man. Craig called me and was like, I got some guys want to chat with you. I'm like, hey, Craig asked, I'm down because he put me on a lot of good people from out of Houston. So, that's all love right there. So man, like I said, I really appreciate y'all stopping through. And man, I wish y'all much success in your future and whatever little thing I can do to help, boost y'all awareness of who y'all are, man, I'm gonna do it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, everybody. Well, that's gonna do it for today's show. And man, y'all make sure y'all check these guys out. They're gonna be doing big things. So once again, this is Andre and Tyler from Raw Sports Marketing, and I'm C Wells signing out, and we'll catch y'all later.
Yes, sir.